Okay, so before I get fully into the story, I just want you all to know that I got away with it. Just know that going in. So, I am at Camp Massaweepy. It is the middle of the night. I am in my sleeping bag, in my lean-to, when I realize that I have to go to the bathroom. Let me back up. Okay. Camp Massaweepy was a Boy Scout camp in the Catskills. And the way I ended up being a Boy Scout was basically that I forgot to quit Cub Scouts. Another thing that I don't like about myself is I can just go with the flow like way too much. Like I'm pretty good at showing up. You know, like 90% of life is showing up. Like I show up to things regardless of whether I like them or not. And that's how I ended up being a Boy Scout. Now, Boy Scout camp should have been fun. I'm a boy, you know what I mean? I'm like this 12-year-old kid, and I had a pack full of supplies, and I'm taking canoeing classes and swimming classes. And like we took a day hike out to a lake and camped there and stuff. Like this should have been fun. But the reality was that it just sucked. I hated every minute of it. Our campsite was a collection of these things called lean-tos, and they were canvas tents over like a raised wooden platform, kind of like this stage a little bit. And there were cots in there that you put these nasty old cots that you slept on with your sleeping bag. Our bathroom, our latrine was a shack down a path with 2 toilets in it with no divider. So if you had to poop next to somebody, and it was gross. It rained all the time. The counselors were assholes. The other troops were assholes. We all hated it. And the other kids who forgot to quit Cub Scouts it was Mike Sear and Brian Kane, David Israel, and Whitney something. I forget his last name. He was a D&D master, but whatever. But there were also older kids there. Now, another thing that I don't like about myself is I have this status thing where, like, I'll shrink in front of people that I think have higher status than me. If they're older or they're more advanced in something that I like, you know? And these were, like, 8th grade kids. And when you're in the 6th grade, 8th graders are, like, so much cooler and, like, bigger than you. And, like, Tim Wheelahan was there. This is a kid I knew from church. And Adam Streeter was there. He's the guy that I shared my lean-to with. He was like a popular kid from Brighton, and he was like a soccer player and stuff. And there were kids there from high school, you guys. Like high school, unimaginably older to me. There was a guy there named John who went to McQuaid, which is the all-boys Jesuit high school that I would end up going to. And there's this guy there named Sanjeev who was like really hilarious and cracked me up at every meal. And we would all eat together, and the way that my status thing manifested itself was I didn't, like, say anything. Like, I didn't make myself known. I just sort of, like, shrunk in, because if you said something and it wasn't funny, they'd, like, shoot you down and stuff like that. So I was just sort of like, I'm just going to be quiet and whatever and I'll just listen to them and laugh at their jokes. Like, it got to the point, it was so bad that, like, they, like, couldn't tell the difference between me and Brian Kane. You know what I mean? Like, we were both, like, little kids who had brown hair and freckles. But, dude, make an effort. I know we're 6th graders, but, like, please, we're different people. So, Boy Scout camp sucked. And I thought it couldn't get any worse until that fateful night. It's the middle of the night. I'm in my lean-to, in my sleeping bag, when I realize that I have to go to the bathroom. Number 2, you guys. Now, I've thought about this experience a lot over the 20-some-odd years. And I can't really say why I didn't leave the tent. All I know is that I was scared. Just scared. I don't know why. It was dark. The latrine was down a dark path, and I didn't want to just step out. I don't know why. I just didn't leave. But I was like, you know what? I could beat this. I'm going to lie here. I'm just going to, like, engage in some magical thinking. If I just lie here, concentrate on my breathing, I'm going to be okay. This is a battle, and I am up to the battle. It is a battle between my willpower and my bowels, okay? And I'm going to win. And the battle was going really, really well. But then there was, shall we say, a breach, and the battle was over. My bowels had won handily. Now, here's the thing with most humiliating experiences. With most humiliating experiences, they're over instantaneously. Like someone walks in on you and you're naked, or someone walks in on you when you're masturbating, or someone walks in on you naked and masturbating. You know, they close the door and it's over like that. When you're shitting yourself, you have to wait to be done, okay? So I was in my tent, in my lean-to, just thinking, oh my God. This is, oh, there we go. Still going. Dude, I'm 12 years old. This is not even like on the cusp of being okay. And then I was done. The flurry was over. So I get out of my sleeping bag, which is miraculously still clean because it was all in my shorts, and I take my shorts down, and now I have to clean up. Now, I am assuming that none of you have ever had to clean up your own feces in the dark while trying not to wake Adam Streeter, but of this you can be sure, time is of the essence. I had to act fast. I had to think in the moment, what am I going to do? How am I going to get rid of this? So, much like a poker player collecting his chips, I got rid of the offense and got it out of the lean-to. I cleaned myself up. I don't remember how. I get back in, put on some new underwear, get back into my sleeping bag, and I go back to sleep. Now, when I woke up the next morning, if this had been a murder and this was my crime scene, I would have gotten the chair. Like, there was no mistaking what had happened the night before. There were streaks on the wood. There was a pile. The other Boy Scouts came around and were looking at it. They're like, what do you think happened here, fellas? They're all talking about maybe some phantom shitter came along, and just crept up to my lean-to. The thing is, I was just off to the side, and I was like, you know what, man, if I just do my thing and I don't say anything, if I'm off to the side, no one's gonna know. They're not gonna know that it was me. And dude, there's a 50-50 chance that it was me, and they all knew. But the thing is, they weren't making fun of me. And I was like, dude, they're not making fun of me. I think I got away with this. They don't know how this happened. I did it. I got away with it. I hadn't gotten away with anything at all. But the thing is, I honestly thought that I had gotten away with it for years until I had this story told back to me by Matt Wheelahan, Tim Wheelahan's little brother, on the school bus to McQuaid Jesuit High School. He told me the story of the shy kid with the brown hair and freckles who was so scared that he didn't get out of his lean-to in the middle of the night, so he shit himself. Only in Matt Wheelahan's story, the guy who did it wasn't me, it was Brian Kane. Because they never bothered to tell us apart. So sometimes the things that you don't like about yourself can save your ass. Thank you guys very much.